How long, O Lord, how long?
What do you mean, how long, O Lord, how long?
This is far too perfect to last.
You have no faith, that's what's wrong with you.
Absolutely none.
Do you believe in?
No. Do you?
No. What about?
Oh dear, no.
Don't you believe in anything?
Oh yes. I believe in being kind to everyone and giving money to old beggar women and being as gay as possible.
What about after we're dead?
I think a rather gloomy merging into everything, don't you?
I hope not. I'm a bad merger.
Well, you won't know a thing about it.
I hope for a glorious oblivion, like being under gas.
I always dream the most peculiar things under gas.
Would you be young always, if you could choose?
No, I don't think so. Not if it meant having all those awful bull's glands popped into me.
Cows for you, dear. Bulls for me.
It must be so nasty for the poor animals being experimented on.
Not if the experiments are successful. Why, in Vienna, I believe you can see whole lines of decrepit old rats carrying on like tiller girls.
How very, very sweet.
I do love you so.
Don't blow, dear heart. It gives me the shivers.
Swivel your face around a little bit.
That better?
Yes, thank you kindly.
You're so terribly, terribly dear and sweet and attractive.
We were raving mad, ever to part. Even for an instant.
Utter imbeciles.
I realized it almost immediately, didn't you?
Oh, long before we got our decree.
My heart broke on that damned trip around the world, you know. I saw such beautiful things, darling. Moonlight shining on old temples, strange barbaric dances in jungle villages, scarlet flamingos flying over deep blue water, breathlessly lovely and completely unexciting, because you weren't there to see them with me.
Take me, please. Take me at once. Let's make up for lost time.
Next week?
Tomorrow.
Done.
I must see those dear flamingos. 8 years all told we've loved each other. 3 married and 5 divorced.
Angel, angel, angel.
Stop. Elliot, you mustn't stop.
Why do you want me to stop? You know you adore being made love to.
It's so soon after dinner.
You really do say the most awful things.
I don't see anything so awful about that.
You've no sense of glamour. No sense of glamour at all.
It's difficult to feel really glamorous with a crick in the neck.
Why didn't you say you had a crick in your neck?
It's gone now.
How convenient.
Well, this play was written in 1930 by Noel Coward, and it's a classic comedy of manners and bad manners. It's very witty, it's very elegant and sophisticated. It's also very fresh. It's very cynical, and it's relevant for today because of sort of the cynicism that's inherent in it. But it's more than anything a fun, fresh evening of relationship comic drama.
It's about Elliot and Amanda, who've been divorced for 5 years. They had an extremely turbulent 3-year marriage, which ended abruptly, and they are both now remarried. At the beginning of the play, they're remarried to 2 new people, and they're both on their honeymoon nights. And as luck would have it, or misfortune would have it, or luck, they see each other. They're staying side by side at the same hotel in France. And I don't know, what else should I give away? They run away together. And then things go wonderfully and then terribly. As far as I'm concerned, this is probably the most romantic part I've ever played in my life. This is, it's beautifully and absurdly romantic. It's so wonderful to say the things that I say to Amanda. I mean, imagine hearing you're the most brilliant, you're the most thrilling, exciting woman that was ever born right after a really good fight. And so that's why I think this play is so romantic and beautiful.
You don't do this play unless you have 2 lead characters who have a terrific chemistry with each other. And I've worked with both of these actors before, John Ullyyat and Diana Donnelly, but they've never worked together or met each other. So they're both quite animated, they're both thoroughbreds, they're both mavericks, they're both very funny, and they're both really strong actors. So I was hoping to put them together that they would combust in a good way, as opposed to a violent or unproductive way, and sure enough, they just clicked. They click like nobody's business. The chemistry is just endless. They make each other laugh hysterically, and they play ball together really well. So we're lucky to have them, and they're just making this place sing. And there's only a couple of other characters in the play who play their recent spouses that they cheat on. And they're also very strong, quite different people. In fact, one of them is a new arrival to the cast. We rehearsed for 3 weeks, and then we go into the theater for previews. And just as we went into the theater, the actor playing Victor had a family emergency and had to leave the production. So we were 4 days to audience, and we had one of 4 characters had left the show. So we immediately had to find somebody and who's available, who's capable of learning something that quickly. It was quite a shock to everyone's system. It just so happened that Diana Donnelly's husband is in town with her taking care of their 1.5-year-old baby, and he's an actor. And so we called him up at our coffee break that night, which was like 10 at night, and said, could you come in tomorrow and start playing this part? And he said, if child care can be arranged, I'd give it a shot. So we scrambled, and the next morning he was in. We gave him a script and said, you preview on Saturday. And this was Wednesday morning. So, and he's great. He's just fit right in. The quickest study I've ever seen. And he's just taken ownership of it and made us all very confident. So, phew.
Last Tuesday, so I guess that's a week ago, I received a call from Bob Baker, the artistic director and the director of the show, if I would be willing to come to the theater in the morning at 10 for rehearsal because one of the actors has had to drop out of the show because of a family emergency, and would I be willing to step in? So after a deep breath, I decided, all right, okay, we'll go for it. So I arrived Wednesday morning, was handed a script, and yeah, I hit the deck and started rehearsing right away, and just proceeded to, spend every waking second learning the lines and trying to figure out the blocking. So it was a combination of high octane stress and total and utter confusion, deep fear, and real excitement. So here I am. I've had a couple of previews without the script in my hand, and I'm ready to go into the next couple of previews before opening on Thursday. So knock on wood, yeah.
I just want people to be filled with joy about it, because it's such a beautiful story, and it's crazy and full of love and romance and madness, and those are all things that I think we should all carry around deep in our hearts, and that's what keeps us going through our daily lives.
With any piece of theater that people come to see, you obviously want the audience to feel some sort of a connection to the characters on stage or the story that they're observing. And I think with this particular play, I think a lot of people who have experienced relationship, who have experienced marriage or heartbreak or falling in love, any of those things, or a special connection or affinity to another human being, such as your soulmate or whoever, that you probably see a lot of yourselves on stage when you come and watch this play. So that's all you can really hope for, is that the audience is entertained, is edified, and is able to make a connection with us.
Because it's about a dysfunctional relationship, which probably is every relationship, and how much hard work they are to make work and to enjoy the high times and to suffer through the low times. So it's a relationship play, and the audience will feel relevance in that, but mainly they'll go, this is hilarious. It's a cross between Lucille Ball and Downton Abbey and Monty Python and Itchy and Scratchy. I mean, it's really, it just travels all through. They trash their apartment because they have this crazy fight with each other, but they also, make love and make up and tell jokes. So it's, the audience have been leaving previews just going, that was so much fun. So that's what we're here to do.